Why, hello, everyone. I'm a little bit late today, but don't worry, I'm here to give you your Friday forecast for knitters. So just hang tight. We'll see if anyone trickles in now that they're getting notifications. Meanwhile, I'm going to take a sip out of my knit mug and prepare for a really amazing weekend forecast ahead. All right. So today is Friday, June 28th. And if you're here joining me live, feel free to comment and chat along with me as we go. Or if you're watching the replay, please leave comments because I always like to hear from you. Today, I'm going to be using one of my favorite decks because it's pretty unique. This is the Drifting Moon Tarot, and this is in Major Arcana edition. So all major cards in this deck. And I believe this was originally a Kickstarter. This is illustrated by Lee White, and the guidebook is by Grace Celine. And I believe they are doing like a full deck now. So I'm very excited to add like the entire deck because the art on here is crazy. So before we even start, let me just show off some of the art because it is so spectacular. Like even the bad cards are, bad relative, are very enticing. Just the artistry is so great. I feel like they glow from the inside, like this moon. Any like of the celestial bits, they're always very, very illustrious. Oh, Hermit, that's me. My favorite card. This one in Death. What are your favorite cards? Let me know. All right. So, and it comes with a nice little book. So if you're like, oh, what does it mean? There's little meanings to everyone from Celine, who wrote the guidebook. And then it does come in quite a nice little hard box with a magnet too. So a nice thin one, especially just the major edition. It's kind of nice to do this if you're doing like a tableau spread. It's every card you need without having to go through your other decks and weed out the other cards. So it's kind of nice to have one of these on hand. All right. It is the last weekend of the month. And I think we could all use a little bit of advice on what the heck to do in terms of our knitting this weekend to be for our best mental health or, whatever we might be needing this particular weekend. So let's see what the cards have to say for us knitters. Ooh. All right. Anytime the shuffling kind of stops, that's when I know, or a card jumps out. That's usually what I ask for. Be really like obvious. Oh, okay. So it's the moon. That's so funny. Everything is about the moon. This weekend it's about trusting your gut. It's also maybe about like just taking some time for yourself. So if you feel like you're a little bit frustrated with a project, that could go in timeout. Or maybe you just need some time alone with a project to connect with your inner self. This is a good weekend of following your intuition, of connecting with the moon phase. If you're someone who likes to maybe make moon water, I have a whole YouTube video on how to make moon water. Various blocking waters, one of which is a method of making it with moon water. I'll link that below if you're interested in finding that. But yes, so the moon can also be about the shadow self. So if you find that maybe self-doubt or negative feelings are creeping in, just take a breath and examine like, why am I feeling insecure about my knitting? Is it because I need a snack? Is it because I need to look up this skill? Maybe just do a quick video review on a tutorial online. Sometimes just shining a little light where the moon might be having some perceived shadow can do a lot of good. So a good weekend for education, a good weekend for taking your knitting and having some alone time, or just putting it in timeout if it's frustrating you. Just follow your gut. That's going to be the biggest guidance that you'll receive this weekend as we enter into a brand new month. Speaking of, next Friday, I don't typically do a Friday forecast for knitters when I have a horoscope for knitters coming out that following Sunday. But I was thinking about it this morning and I thought, there is a whole weekend technically in between that. So if the horoscope came out a little bit later on Sunday, maybe it would be fine if I also did one of these lives on Friday. So let me know what you think about that because maybe I'll just add on one more. It's not like they're, hard and I really enjoy doing them, especially when I have folks that are showing up live. So if you have any plans for the weekend, or if you have any feedback on how the moon card comes into you, I would love to hear from you. All right, I think that's about it. We're going to wrap it up. But thank you again for watching. And remember, you can support me for free by subscribing to my channel, and you'll get notifications every time I go live so you don't miss out. Plus, subscribers get to chat with me here live. So if you are a subscriber for more than 1 minute, the chat box will open and then we can chit chat. So that is always a lot of fun. I love hearing from y'all. And it always makes it more interesting. So if you're still hanging out and you want to chat with me for a little bit, I can hang out for a couple of minutes. Otherwise, we can wrap things up and enjoy the weekend, kind of. I mean, it's Friday. It's that Friday feeling, weekend energy, right? And if you're curious about my knit mug, this is from Billy Baa, and I'll be sure to link it below too. I collect mugs like I collect books and yarn, which is to say many. Awesome. All right. Well, thank you all for joining me as always. And I will potentially see you next week. Let me know if you want one to come before the Friday forecast or before the horoscope for knitters, and maybe I'll add one. Otherwise, I'll see you in 2 weeks. All right. Thanks for watching. See you again soon.